Hello. In this video we're going to look at how to refer a question about abnormal results to a consultant or to a colleague to get advice on what to do. So here we have a patient who has a drop in their hemoglobin, and if I'm not sure why that's occurred or what I should do in response to it, I may need to involve a colleague and ask for their opinion. So what I can do, I can create what we call a referral. And to do that, I need to be on the Interventions tab. So on the Interventions tab, I have this referral option. And what I do is add a new referral. And this is just like an internal messaging system. So what I can do is see drop in HB, please advise on best course of action. Once I've typed whatever it is I want to write, I can then refer it to the appropriate team. In this case, I want to refer it to the doctors. I'm not actually referring to an individual because that individual might be away. I'm putting it to the doctor's team, and so if somebody is away, then a colleague can hopefully pick it up and deal with it. We'll see later how you can, when you're looking at things that have been referred to your team, actually filter the list down to just those for your patients, but this method still gives you the option of covering for others. So once I've selected the team, I simply press the refer button, and that's created this message. If I close the referral tab there, I can see that in this tab here, and once they reply, as we'll see in a moment, we'll build up a list of correspondence here that we'll be able to use this button or a scroll bar to view. So that's great, that's Emily dealt with. She was on the flagged results, but as we see, this filter actually says flagged and not referred or checked. I've now referred her to a colleague, so she drops off our abnormal results filter. And if I come to the front screen, I can see actually I don't have anyone with abnormal results that needs dealing with. I've either dealt with them all or referred them to a colleague. What I can see though is I have two people with open referrals. So these people probably do have abnormal results, but we referred them to a colleague and we're waiting for a reply. So if I click on this list, I can come into here. It takes me to a different tab, not the work list now, but the referrals tab, and the filter is open issues. Okay, so we have two people here. Now, if I'm part of the nurses team, I might be waiting for consultants or physiotherapists or people to refer something back to me with an answer. So what I can do, with the list view, actually has additional things here. Instead of, as well as just the default filters here, I can actually filter the list based on team or on role. So if I do it on team and go to nurses, I can see there's actually nothing for my team. So that's fine. I've got nothing to deal with yet as far as referrals. But if I log out of Dawn, and I'm going to log back in using a different account, and for the purposes of training, I've set this user up to be a consultant. So what I'm going to do is go back into the referrals. Again, I'm going to go to this filter options, side panel, expand healthcare professional and team, go to teams, and this time I'm going to put doctors because that's the team I'm part of. Now that's found two patients, which is what we were expecting, but there might they might not actually be my patients. And if I know that all my colleagues are in and will be dealing with their own referrals and I'm not having to cover for anyone, I might just want to look at my own. And what I can do, I can actually choose the roles option here and choose consultant. And then where it says all consultants, I can narrow that down to a particular consultant. This one is me. Or if I'm covering for a colleague, I can choose an individual. Or what I can do, which is simpler if I'm only doing my own, I can just say me. And here we go, that's got rid of one patient from the list who was obviously being seen by another consultant. But Emily here is one of my patients. So I'm going to click on Emily and see what the question is that's been referred to me. And straight away I can see there's an open referral because there's this red badge on the referral tab. And if I click on that, I can see the question that's been asked, C drop in hemoglobin. Oh yeah, that's come down from 153 to 105. Please advise on the course of action. So what I can do is click on the header here, and that will open that same referral form that we saw before. And I can type in the advice. So I could say, hold dose and test again in 1 week. Or I might be, don't hold dose and test again in 1 week. Whatever I think is appropriate. And I know that's going back to the nurses team, so I just refer that back. And as you can see, it's starting to build up correspondence here. That was the initial question, that's the response. I could, of course, if I needed to, I could just deal with this with myself. I could tick that off and I could go to the diary tab and change this next test date to be a week's time, perhaps put them on watchful wait so that we get to look at the results whatever next time, and close that myself. It wouldn't actually let me close it with an open referral. So if I was going to do that, instead of referring it back to a colleague, I would have chosen the option that was on there to close it. But in this case, the question's come from a nurse, she's expecting a reply, and so what I've done is refer it back to the nurse's team. So what I'll do now is log out and log back in the account that is part of the nurses team. And this time, when I go to open referrals, if I expand the healthcare professional and team section and I filter on teams, this time I do have a patient which is sitting with the nurses team. And this is Emily, and I can see the details of that referral. This is the question we asked, and this is the reply from the consultant. And so now I can action that. So what I'm going to do is check off the flagged result. I'm going to set the next test date to be a week from now. Okay, and I'm going to set them to watchful wait. Now this bar I was expecting to go amber. It's still red, and if it's red it means I can't actually move on. I can't close the visit. And if I try to do that, it's telling me they still have a pending referral. So we haven't closed this referral. So Dawn still thinks there might be another action needed. You know, I might be needing to refer it to somebody else. But actually, I've got all the information I need. So what I can do is just click on here and I can close the referral. Click OK. And now we still have a badge on there. So if I'm on a different tab, I know there's been a referral and there's some information recorded there, but the fact that it's blue rather than red means I know that's closed. There are no further actions to do with it. And this banner here has turned amber, which, as we know from the abnormal results process, means that there were warnings or there were referrals, there were questions asked, but they've been dealt with. So now I could go ahead and close the visit, but before I do, I might want to document the action that we decided on. Because we may have told the patient to hold their dose, and we're testing again in a week's time, and so whoever picks this up next time needs to be aware of that. And the way I can do that is by adding what we call a review note. So in here I could put something like and the advantage of a review note is that when I save that, it appears in the history with these results. So when we come to do the next visit and the next set of results, we can look back and see this at a glance. If I want to create other notes which are just about this visit, which I don't want to appear in the history, I can use this Notes tab. But the review note is the one that appears with the results here. Likewise, if I'm working from the Rheumatology tab, I don't have to swap back to the interventions. I have this Note button here. I can amend the note as necessary. Please refer back to doctor. Whatever I need to put, and that's updated here. And I can then go ahead and close the visit, which I can do from the Rheumatology tab, the same as from the Interventions tab, just by clicking the Close button. And Dawn rolls forward to an appointment on the 22nd of October. In this screen we just see now all the tests are blank. Go back to the Intervention screen. We can see that's ready. Okay, I'll close the patient now. Back at my referrals, filtered on the nurses team, and there are no more for the nurses. So I can close that to go back to the home page. There is still one patient with an open referral, but that's obviously for a different team. So that's me finished with referrals. And that is the dealing with referrals process.